everybody, and welcome back to Chat and Chill. To my left, you can see a light-skinned dog. So, ladies, I know what you're thinking. Let me slide in those DMs. Unfortunately, it's about to happen right now. But he's not just a rapper, and he doesn't just look good. He's an artist, also a producer as well in his time. Big it up for Civil. Woo! I know we do need some studio claps.
Yeah, sound effects in the background.
Trust me. Like, you know, like watching little comedy shows like Friends. Like, they're clapping, it's like, we need some of that right now. But, Civil, man, so, obviously, you're a rapper. What inspires you to be a rapper?
Other rappers, expression. Those are the two main ones, really. Yeah. Like being able to express yourself, get out what you need to get out, kind of say what you need to. So, for example, like even right now, I'm thinking of what to say. You know, I'm trying to calculate it in my head. If I was to go away and you were to ask me that question, and I could think about it for hours or whatever, and write down exactly what I want to say, and then deliver that in a package. It's a nice feeling to be able to do that.
No, respect that, respect that. And you know what's funny? I was going through your SoundCloud that you sent me actually, and I noticed you have a lot of tracks with another fella called Nick.
Yeah.
Neeks, yeah.
I know it's not like that.
I was watching a music video as well of you guys that you put together as well, which was on your channel.
Oh yeah.
Is that like a partnership that you guys? So what puts you guys together, man? Because I can see a lot of good tracks out there. Yeah. Definitely got some chemistry. How did that start for you guys?
So yeah, that's Neeks. That's my guy. We met in college at Brit School. We both did music. We're pretty much the same person. Production, play keys and rap. I think maybe in the first 2 weeks or so, I got a few people together. I was like, you know what, let's do a little cypher, see what people have got. Got a few people in there, and then from then, me and Neeks just clicked. Started working with each other, hanging out more, and then we made a track. It worked. And then from the beginning of this year, like January 13th, I think, was the first show where we kind of teamed up outside of any institute or educational thing out in the real world. It's the first show we did together, and then from then it's just been snowballing throughout the year, just doing loads of shows. Camden Assembly, Thousand Island in Highbury and Islington, pubs, all sorts. And his EP's come out as well. Okay. Recognise episode 1, check that out.
Yeah, go grab that guy. Go grab that guy. Little pro there. Better come through now, Dix. You went to BIM Union, or you still?
I am currently, yeah.
You're still currently there. I always wanted to know: do you think when you go to a music school, does that actually help you musically? Because I have a friend who used to go to BIM, and he said when he came out, he didn't really get much out of it. Yeah. Do you feel like you get a lot from going to a music school?
I mean, for me, my main mindset whilst I'm there is resources and networking. Right. I think those are extremely important in music. I mean, at the end of the day, it all comes down to creating the commodity of the content of music. You have to be able to create music. That is the main basis of things. 100%. But from there upwards, you know, resources and networking are very, very important. And you know, a lot of the stuff I'm doing at uni now, I have done before. I kind of know. I'm learning bits and pieces here and there. But the main thing is going out, supporting people, checking out what's out there, and making use of what you get, like master classes and being able to book studios and stuff like that. And I think that is what it's about mainly, rather than the degree itself. But finish that degree. You need that.
I have to tell you a story about this. I went to meet a friend there one time, and I got there too early. Okay. So he was like, I've got a class right now, and I was just like, so what you want to do? He's like, I'm going to sneak you in. You know, I don't know if there's a security, but like a black guy. He let me in. What? So the guy just spoke to me, was like, listen, he said that my cousin is here from overseas, I have to put on some bad African accent. It was peak, and he let me slide through. I sat in class.
In the class?
And then what's it called? The teacher came up to me at the end of the class and went, oh, so what's your name? Did you add your name to the register? I'm like, oh snap!
These guys are paying back to here to meet them, just sneaking back. That security guard, man, I've been there for like over a year now, and he still acts like he doesn't know me, and he just let you in.
Just let me in. What I have to do is pretend to be African. I can't even do it.
I'm gonna have to try that next time.
Just chilling class. It was jokes. It was jokes. Let's go into. We're currently working on an EP. You played it to me. Yeah. And there was about 5 songs in there. I listened to some of the lyrics on these tracks. They sound very like real. Are they real to you? Like, is that what you've been through?
In terms of that, I don't like to. So with all of these tracks, when I refer to the writer of the song.
Yeah.
You know, for example, some of them are hugely inspired by me. A lot of them, well, some of it's inspired by experience. Some of it inspired by other people's experiences. But you know, it's all me. It's all come from me. It's my way of delivering that. So I feel personally about all of them, really. And even, for example, say I was to make a song about gangbanging and shooting and trap drill stuff like that, I wouldn't make a song like that. But if I did, I wouldn't necessarily say it's fake. Like, for example, J.K. Rowling, no one pulls her up and like, hold on, where are these wizards? You're fake. You're not talking that real stuff. You know what I mean? 100%. And in music, there are a lot of storytellers in music, and I've sort of gone down that road. You know, and I think you don't have to relate to something literally. You can relate to it emotionally. So, for example, I'm a big grime fan. And the content, a lot of the content, I can't literally relate to, but it still gets me gassed.
100%.
You know what I mean? So you don't have to relate to things literally. You can relate emotionally. But going back to your question, a lot of it's my experience.
No, because I was listening to it and I was just like, because usually when I meet like rappers, it's all kind of like club banger-ish. You know, like money, drugs, weed, girls with big back. That's what I'm expecting. So when I heard yours, I was like, wait, hold on. This guy's actually like, you know what I'm saying, actually making sense.
I'm trying to, man. I'm trying to do something different. And that EP, for me, I don't expect it to be like this big blow up, big sing. I don't see any hugely commercial singles. And when I say commercial, I don't mean pop. I just mean able to generate commerce, like being popular in that sense. For me, it was just a way of showcasing myself. What I can do to try to represent myself. So you've got those 5 tracks, but at the same time, I'm out doing shows and spitting on grime tracks or doing grime cyphers and stuff like that. But I think that is more me. But on there, you've got one of my favourite tracks, the most popular one I'd say, is Timeline.
That's a good track.
So that's a gas one, and it's got a catchy hook to it. But at the same time, if you listen to the lyrics, it's talking about technology, how we interact with it, how it's affecting us, you know. But at the same time, I can show you videos from like shows where that's just popping off. You know? So I think I'm trying to get that balance as well. Trying to make more songs like that, where you've got the catchy gasness of it, but it's still message.
No, I respect that. And also for the EP, when are you expecting it to come out or to be complete?
Ooh, that's a tough one. I know. I keep pushing it back. There was one point where I was like, you know what, I just want to throw it out there, let people know what I've got. But it's you need to use like industry terms, exploit the works as much as you can. 100%. So try and get the most out of all of those tracks, the most out of your project. You owe it to yourself, you know. If you spend so much time on it, it's not good to just drop it like that. You know, you put time in it. You should put time in the marketing and promotion and stuff like that. So I'm still deciding who I should go with in terms of release. So I can't give you a solid date on that.
So I ask every musician this actually. First question. If you could make a track with anyone in this world, who would you want to feature?
Wow. It's a big question.
Dead or alive, doesn't have to be current.
You know what? Gets or Devlin.
Okay, so you're a big UK fan.
Those are probably my two favourite artists in the world. You know, and they're big inspirations to me. Gets, like, to be honest, if I was to think of anyone in the world who I'd want to go to a show, I have seen him many times, but thinking of someone in my head, people might say, oh, someone big like Adele and stuff like that. Gets is the person that I'd most want to go to and see a show.
That's crazy, you know.
So if I was to go back to back with him on a track, it'd be sick.
That's crazy. Hey man, get some.
Come through, man.
And also, I want to ask you, let's say I don't know anything to do with music, and you was to go onto Spotify right now, what 3 track do you think I should be listening
to as your introduction to music? Wow. Ooh. I have to cut on this one.
I ask everyone the same thing. It's crazy. The answers I get is crazy.
Do you know what? Have you heard of Jadu Heart?
No.
I've been listening to them recently, and I'd love someone to tell me a genre, but I'm kind of describing it as electronic indie.
Okay.
I think they're absolutely sick. I'd say, I can't even remember the name of the track, but if you find an album, listen to one of their tracks. I'd say listen to Devlin, let's say Community, Outcast.
Devlin's hard as well.
I love Devlin, man.
Yeah.
Third track. Maybe something by Eminem. Or you know what? In a few months' time, Civil, The Garden.
You're the first person to actually. You know, I was always waiting for somebody to just plug themselves in. No one's done that yet.
Like, I mean, that guy, I can't relate to anyone more than Civil, man.
That's
like,
what I'm saying,
it speaks to me.
Civil's the guy right now, Garden.
At Civil Guy on Instagram.
So after that, I say for now we'll go into the topics. So yeah, we'll see you guys on the topics.
Let's have a conversation. I'm bored of the small talk. How do we make it from the street to the boardwalk? How do we go from a bike to a four-door? And how do we live that life to afford more? First things first, we've got to stand out. We won't be found in the background. Get the team up, make a plan now. Eat up when it pans out. Speak up, never back down. Delete, anybody acts out. Beats on repeat and develop that sound to the packed crowd saying you're the man now.
Well, everybody, hope you guys enjoyed that little track from Civil. Let me know in the comment section below how much you liked it, and also find him on Instagram and all that stuff, and let him know as well. And get it, if you can get it. Anyway, let's get into a topic. Now, if you haven't heard about recently, there's been a lot of backlash with the whole Percocet situation, taking pills and taking lean, and there was a rapper recently called Lil Peep who unfortunately passed away. We've had rappers like Lil Wayne going to rehab for it. We had Wiz Khalifa come out on Instagram Live saying that everyone who takes lean is lame. A lot of various rappers, even people like Uzi came out and said he wants to stop drinking lean and stuff since this whole incident's happened. So basically what I want to talk about today is basically whether hip-hop promotes too much drugs, or is drugs really that much important in hip-hop?
Do you know what? I remember when Molly was a thing, and that was crazy to me.
Yeah.
How it was ridiculous how you had one song, two song, three song, and there was a whole like barrage of songs that included Molly in it just because it was a cool thing. Yeah. And I think that that's so dumb. And I think as an artist as well, it makes me feel like why would you want to do that anyway? If everyone else is doing that, why would you want to follow that trend? And to make a drug trendy, I mean, of course, like people can say it's just music and stuff like that, but if you're not exposed to it in the first place, you're not going to have that thought in your mind to do it. So I would say, of course, if it's mentioned in a song, then you are making it conscious in people's minds, so it is promoting it.
Nah, I respect that, because I look at all the, like, especially the mum rappers now, 21 Savage, the Little Pumps, the Uzis, not Little Yaya, not Yaya, but a lot of them basically talk about Percocet, lean, and they drink it in the music video. And it's weird.
You know what it is? They can afford to do that. People who watch it think, yeah, I can do that too, but you can't, but they've already made it.
Yeah.
So they can afford to keep that habit up, whereas people who are coming up are not really on that level yet. That makes sense. I think it glorifies it to a certain extent, but it's not realistic for the lifestyle most people have. That makes sense, to be in that kind of world. And it kind of makes young people think, yeah, if I get into music, then I can do that, but that's not necessarily the case, I would say.
I don't even know much about the drug itself. Like, what does it do for you?
What, Percocet?
Yeah.
No idea. It's a pill, isn't it? So you just take. I mean, I guess it's like taking cocaine.
And you can die from an overdose, right?
Well, you can,
anything.
Yeah, of course, if you overdose. But like, so do you think you're saying it from a financial point of view? Like, how do you feel about it morally?
Morally, I believe people have the right to do whatever they want to a certain extent. But when you have influence over a certain group of people, you've got a certain responsibility. Like with power comes responsibility. So in a way, you kind of need to channel. If my target market's like 16 to 20-year-olds, that's quite a predominant stage in your life, and you don't want to be trying to push drugs towards them, even though not do directly. By your actions, people are going to watch you and think, wow, I admire him, he's doing that. So now if I start rapping, I'm going to do that, I'm going to put money, but that's not realistic. So morally, I don't think it's right, but everyone's open to do what they want in life, do you know what I mean? You've got to pick and choose what's right and what's wrong for you.
Yeah.
You know, I want to ask you two. If you both had kids, would you let them listen to this type of music? Because
I would.
You would?
Because I think for me, music's expression. Do you know what I mean? And just because a song says this drug and that drug, if your kids are raised right, doesn't mean they're going to do it. Like I might hear a song that says, yeah, I want to kill 2 people. Don't think I'm going to go out and kill 2 people. Do you know what I mean? It's how you interpret and how you kind of go about things.
Okay, that's interesting because I used to be a teaching assistant at a school, and what was weird to me, I did an after school music club. Obviously music in school is boring. I was like, you know, let's do some little hip hop, and I was back, all these guys were starting rapping. Not one person rapped about anything else other than drugs, money, weed.
So primary school, secondary school?
Secondary school. Yes, I was doing year 7 to year 8.
Yeah.
All of them rapped about drugs, money, banging chicks. I'm sitting there like, hey, I can't let my head teacher walk into this club and this house. I'm getting fired, bro. Because I was like, everybody rap music. I wanted to see what they were doing. So I let everyone do their own thing. Get back to me. I was sitting there like, yo. And the bad thing I do, I let them all perform it. So I haven't even seen these lyrics. So everyone gets that performance and I'm just like, yo, one guy was like, yeah, I'm going to put up in the black. I was like, yo, relax. And the teacher pops in and sees this, I'm fired. Like,
when was this? Like what year?
It was like 2 years ago now. I left like, about 2 years ago, like 2015.
And just out of interest, so what age is this?
What do you mean?
Like what was the age you were?
Oh, year 7, year 8.
Yes, was it year 7?
Year
No, sorry,
year 7, year 8. So like 12, 13.
So, were any of them rapping in an American accent as well?
Really? Some of them were, but a lot of them are very like 6, 7-ish related.
See, that's good. I mean, let's say to take something out of this. I mean, like basically because of what they're rapping about and stuff, you can see how they've been influenced and what they've come across mostly. But to see maybe if you did that 10 years ago, it's a larger majority of them, a larger portion of them would probably have an American accent because that's what they've been exposed to more as well. Whereas now you can see that they're more UK influenced. They see the UK as more credible, more something to aspire to. But in terms of the content, that's a different.
I mean, it's weird because I think if I wasn't their teacher at the time, I would probably been a little bit more gassed than I was.
Yeah.
If I had just been on the street and you just hear a kid spitting bars, and you was like, right, he's actually got bars. You know what I mean? You'll be like, right, yeah, he's spitting bars. But then when you're a teacher, it's just like,
see what I mean? It's weird how your perspective changes.
Yeah.
But it's easy to do that stuff. It's easy.
Yeah.
Like in terms of colloquialisms, how many slang words do you have for a gun or for drugs or whatever, but how many like slang words do you have for a degree or something like that? You know what I mean? You see, it's ingrained in the language itself as well. So what else would you rap about if you were to freestyle right now?
Me? What I've gone through maybe? But it's weird saying that, and then you go to a lot of rappers have gone through street stuff. So, and even when you look at these young kids, like even some of these kids I was teaching, their brothers were in whatever clip that they said. I don't know if they'll tell the truth, but they're telling me their family members been through this, been through that. They're rapping what they've seen. They're not, I mean, obviously they've listened to it as well, but a lot of these kids do rap what they see. If they see their older brother, for example, selling weed every single day, they're going to think that's the life to go down anyway. So they're just going to rap about, I'm going to sell weed and da-da-da-da-da. So it's, even when you're trying to make people rap about something completely different, you don't want them to be fake at the same time.
Yeah.
Like in any music genre, you don't want it to be fake. I could have told a rap about school.
Yeah.
But
I dropped out when I was 16.
You know what I mean? I'm probably chilling with my dodgy A.G in the corner. Penny up. You know what I mean? Like it'll probably still be interpreted to a more street lifestyle, but still in school. They're not like rap about teachers and learning books, are they? It just wouldn't work. They'll just find it boring when I leave.
Yeah.
But the reason why I was bringing it up is because when we talk about music as a whole and what people are listening to now, don't you guys feel that drugs is a bit too promoted? I mean, I'm not saying I preferred it when street talk was more promoted, but when people spoke about the street and all that stuff, yeah, that's still bad. But they weren't like people weren't out here telling them yeah sniffing weed on video. Like he had a real good video, real visual talking about a life that he's sending a message to not you get into the same situation. But now I just feel like everyone's like.
I think drugs have always been kind of associated with music. Look at rock, you look at reggae, weed. It's always been there. You know what I mean? But I just think now because especially our generation, we're so much into videos more so I think it's more seen within not actually the content of the lyrics, but more so the visuals of videos. That's why now I think it seems so much more prominent in your face, whereas in the past you wouldn't really see the videos as much, it's not like accessible. So I kind of think it's just the way our generation kind of perceives things and looks at things, to be honest, and it is more aware.
Well, it's interesting too, like, because back in the day there weren't no YouTube.
Exactly.
So when he was making videos, you would have to make videos that would be able to go on TV. Exactly, so maybe the reason why the visuals and everything else was so different then is because if the TV don't accept it, you ain't gonna get paid. You don't need age-restricted videos anymore. You can just do what the hell you want, put it on YouTube. If the TV don't pick up, you can still get 100 million views online. You don't even need TV. So I think
content doesn't even matter as much anymore. I don't think it's lyrical content.
100%.
So in terms of that, you can say whatever the hell you want. Bruv, Michael Dapper, that's gun sounds. Like, and it's getting everyone mad. It's not words. I know, like, it's syllables. Like, but, so in terms of that, because the content's kind of, the appreciation for the content's gone down, like you said, everything else has come up, the visuals, the beats, the catchiness of it, and because of that, you can fill that space with whatever the hell you want. So, I think that's partly to do with the uprise of it.
Well, because obviously when I listen to your music, you're very like lyrical, and then I was listening to music now. Do you feel like if you wanted to expand your audience, do you feel like you would have to come out of a more lyrical based artist and then do the whole one or two lines and just pop off from the club tune? I don't know.
In terms of that, yeah. If I wanted to get more commercial with it, then totally, I would have to change it a little bit and make it more catchy and stuff like that. But I don't think that's sustainable. I think this type of stuff that I do, or stuff like that, that's where you get like a sustainable fan base or whatever. Whereas if the people looking, the masses looking for that catchy blah blah blah, they're just looking for something to fill that space. So you have an artist come in, Future, Molly, whatever, blah blah blah, that's filled that space for them, that need, that high energy, that catchy thing. Once he's gone, next one comes in. They're not stuck to any of these artists. They're stuck to the space that they're looking at.
I feel like it's interesting you say that because I feel like right now it's all viral. Like every track that comes out, it's like a viral moment. Gucci, like when Ooh came out, what's that gonna be like? It's not gonna be another Ooh. It's not gonna be another Gucci guy. It's not gonna be, you know what I mean? Like I think I'll give credit to Uzi because he's actually survived. He's had one track that's actually done good, and then another track. But I can't see anyone else do that. Even if you want to look at, I can't remember his name, so I'm not gonna say it. But that's the point. That's the point. But yeah, I feel like music right now is all based on a viral moment. You can even talk about Fetty when Trap Queen came out. He had like 2 or 3 songs after that. But where is it?
But you see, it's the like, for example, I mean, this might even be totally wrong because of where we are now. We're going into uncharted territory in the next 10 years or whatever. But if you look at back, like, MC Hammer versus Nas or whatever, I can't think of a better comparison in terms of, say that MC Hammer was the Fetty Wap one hit wonder, Nas, lyrical god. Like, he's respected throughout the whole time. MC Hammer had his time, was banging out 6 shows and probably all hyped and party-ish. But at the same time, people love Nas and they're attached to it, and that's what I'm trying to do with my music. I mean, it's not something I'm trying to do, it's just that's what it is. You know, I'm not trying to do something. But at the same time, I'm aware that the way you package things is important. Like for that Timeline track, like I was saying earlier, that's been my my best track at shows in terms of getting people hyped and stuff. Like it's got a very catchy chorus, like too much time on the timeline, I spend too much time on the all of that stuff. And, but at the same time, if you listen to the lyrics, it's about like technology and how we interact with it and how we use it and the detriment of that as well. But I've packaged it in a catchy, hooky way. So in terms of, like you were asking, do I have to expand myself? If I do, I'll try and do it on, I'll do it on my terms, in how I want to do it, and try and. There's a guy called Rob Valentine who I kind of know personally. He's out in America, and I think he's a good example of that. Like, he makes these lit. I don't even use the word lit, but that's how people would describe it. But it's good content at the same time, and that's kind of what I'm trying to push to as well.
I respect that. I respect that. I mean, I guess on that note, we'll go into the next topic.
Okay.
When stepping on stage, let's have a conversation on board of the small talk. How do we make it from the street to the boardwalk? How do we go from a bike to a four-door? And how do we live that life to afford more? First things first, we've got to stand out. We won't be found in the background. Get the team up, make a plan now. Eat up when it pans out. Speak up, never back down.